everybody, nice to see you. So we're going to do a body scan now. If you'd like to lie down, that's absolutely fine, or you can do it seated. I'm just thinking I might lie down, actually. I might guide it from lying down, so I might take my computer over then. We'll get comfortable. If my computer makes a whizzy noise, just ignore it. Can you all hear me okay? Is that loud enough? Great. Okay, fantastic. Turn my light off. Okay, so let's just transition to this new position. You're sitting or lying down, let's just arrive here. And so reminding ourselves that the purpose of the body scan is to really use it as an opportunity to look after ourselves, our mental health and well-being, and just really using this time to practice coming back over and over to whichever part of the body we are paying attention to. Knowing it's really important to look after yourself, so if you need to move, that's fine, adjust position. And to also know that we're not trying to achieve any special state or even relax necessarily, even though you may find yourself relaxing. The purpose of this exercise is to simply strengthen this muscle in the mind of coming back to the present moment. So let's just tune in now to the points of contact between yourself and whatever's supporting you. So if you're lying down, maybe noticing the contact of the heels, calves, buttocks, and the back, and also the head being supported. And just really noticing how the ground is supporting you and holding you. And coming to the breath now, the breath in the abdomen, and noticing perhaps the gentle rhythm and flow of the in-breath and the out-breath. The rise and the fall of the belly. And the invitation of perhaps just letting go a little bit more on the out-breath. Just allowing a sense of softening and melting into the ground perhaps as you breathe out. Letting the shoulders drop, the jaw soften. And then moving your attention down through your body, down through your left leg, past the kneecap, right down to the foot, and in particular into the toes, and the big toe on the left foot. Really zooming the spotlight of attention into this big toe, and noticing how's the big toe doing right now. Perhaps noticing some tingling or slight buzzing or fizzing. Or maybe not. Just being curious about how the big toe is doing right now. And the little toe. And all the toes in between. Perhaps being curious about whether there's any sensations between the toes and the socks if you're wearing them, or perhaps the air against your skin. Just noticing. Moving your attention now to the sole of your foot, the ball of your foot, the arch and the heel. And just noticing any or all sensations here in this region of the body. You may have noticed already your mind wandering into thinking, planning, remembering. This is not a problem, just simply using it as an opportunity to come back to the foot. Now, moving your attention to the top of the foot, perhaps even sensing into the skin and the bones. Any sensations here? Moving up to the ankle, perhaps having an awareness of how it hinges the foot with the lower leg. Again, moving up the left leg to the lower part of the leg, the calf and the shin. Just noticing if there are any sensations in the lower leg, perhaps slight pressure with the calf against the floor, sensing into this muscle in contrast to the shin, the bony front of your leg. Any sensations here? And if of course there are no sensations, just drawing a blank and allowing that to be just as it is. And now letting go of the lower part of the leg in your mind's eye, moving up to the knee. Holding in your awareness the front of the knee, the bony kneecap, and the soft underside of the knee. And where is your mind? Is it with your knee? Or is it being distracted into thinking? And if it has, simply bring your attention back to the left kneecap. Moving on up to the left thigh. This weighty muscle in contact with the floor, sensing into the clothing perhaps, touching the skin, and just noticing, how is your left thigh doing right now? And now, letting go of the whole of the left leg in your mind's eye, and bringing your attention over to the right leg, and coming down through the thigh, through the knee, right down to the right foot and the right toe, the big toe, the little toes, and even the gaps between the toes. And just hanging out here for a moment or two and being curious about how these things that we call toes are doing right now. Again, maybe noticing some slight pulsing, like an energy perhaps, or maybe not. And then bringing your attention to the sole of the right foot. Perhaps noticing the contact in which the heel has with the floor. Maybe the air against the skin. So tuning into the arch of the foot on the right hand side and the ball of the foot. And just noticing what you notice. And checking in again with the mind. Is it still with the foot? Or is it been wandering off? And if so, bringing it back now to the top of the right foot. And noticing here any sensations felt in this region of the body. Moving on up now to the lower part of the leg on the right hand side. The calf muscle. The shin. Even sensing into the inside of the leg. The muscles and the blood and the skin on the outside. How is this region of the body doing for you right now? And now moving up to the knee. Again, noticing the outside of the kneecap, this bony structure, in contrast to the underside of the knee, the soft bit of skin behind. Any sensations in this region of the body? We're moving up now to the right thigh, sensing into this slightly bigger muscle and all the work that it does in contact with the floor, with the chair, pressure, weight, any sensations at all in the right hand thigh. And now letting go of the right leg in your mind's eye. And now imagining if you could fill both legs up with the in-breath. So as you breathe in, we're filling up the trunks of the legs right down to the toes with the in-breath, breathing into the legs. And then on the out-breath, we're breathing out from the feet, back up the legs, breathing out of the legs. So we'll just play with that idea for a moment or two, breathing in and out the legs. Bringing your attention now to the pelvis, the pelvic area. This large bony structure cradling all the organs held within it. And just noticing here what you notice, any sensations in this region of the body. And tuning in to the buttocks in contact with the ground or the chair. And moving up to the lower back. And this is a region where we often feel tension or discomfort. And just really hanging out here for a moment or two. And allowing this region to perhaps soften a little bit. The out breath. Showing a little bit of kindness. And where is your mind? Is it with your lower back? And if not, bringing it back gently but firmly to this region of the body. To the lower back, to the bottom of the spine. And now perhaps walking your attention up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you reach the mid part of the back, to the upper back, And the back of the shoulders in contact with the floor if you're lying down. Really sensing into this contact, being held. Just noticing what you notice here. And now coming to the front of the body. So coming back to the abdomen where we started. And tuning in again to the breath within the belly. Not changing the breath, but simply noticing how the breath is. And maybe checking in with how you're doing. The quality of the mind, any emotional tone around, maybe a sense of relaxation, maybe a sense of hurry up, whatever's here, just allowing it to be just as it is. And moving up from the belly, up to the chest area, maybe tuning into the breath here. And noticing how other parts of the body like to get involved with this movement, so the ribs, and the shoulders, just noticing. And now wandering your attention down both arms, upper arms, down past the elbows, right down to your hands and to your fingers, right down to the fingertips. Just really coming up close as if shining a torchlight of attention onto the tips of your fingers. Perhaps picking up on slight energy. Just a sense of aliveness in the fingertips. And maybe a sense of warmth. Or an awareness of the air around your hands. Or maybe none of these things. Just noticing. Moving up both arms now to the wrists, the lower arms. Just noticing any sensations here, perhaps contact of where the arms may be resting on the floor or on the belly or on the lap. Coming to the elbows, perhaps sensing into the angle at which your arms are being held, connected, upper arm and lower arm. And checking in with the mind. The mind here with the elbows. If not, just supporting it back. Moving up now to the upper arms. And just noticing what you notice here. Moving up further now to the front of the shoulders. Again, the shoulders here often holding tension in the daytime. Sometimes it's held in our shoulders without even us knowing or being aware of the tension that's being held there. So sometimes it's useful just to do a big out breath, just letting it go. Just checking in with these shoulders. How are they doing? We're going to move up now to the neck. So the back of the neck being supported by the floor or the cushion, or maybe just balanced on the shoulders, but just checking in with the neck now. The back of the neck and the front of the neck. Sensing into the throat even on the inside. And moving up now to the head. Sensing into the weightiness of the skull that we carry around. Being supported. And moving now to the face. starting with the jaw. Again, tension held here very frequently, so let's just allow the jaw to soften, allowing the facial expression to become neutral, tuning into the chin and the lips, and even the tongue and the teeth on the inside of your mouth. How are they doing? Moving your attention to that little bit of skin between the nose and the upper lip, and then moving up to the nose. Hanging out here for a moment or two, perhaps noticing the coolness of the in-breath as we breathe in the air, and the little pause between each breath. Just noticing now the breath coming in and out of the nostrils. And checking in once more with the mind. How's the mind doing? What's the quality of the mind like right now? And if it's been distracted, escorting it back now to the cheeks, the cheekbones. Any sensation here? Moving up to the eyes, the eye sockets, the eyeballs, even the eyelids and eyelashes. Just noticing. Maybe having an awareness of colours or patterns that are coming through the eyelids. Moving on up to the forehead. Again, often emotions can be held quite strongly on the forehead, and just allowing it to soften. And moving on up to the top of your head, the scalp and the hair. Just really holding that in your awareness for a moment or two. And now the invitation is to really now widen your awareness, to take in the whole body, lying here, being supported. Bringing the awareness right from the top of the head down to the tips of the toes and the fingertips. And just noticing here, body breathing. And finally, if you'd like to, we could imagine that we have a hole, like a blowhole, in the top of our head, the size of a 50p piece. We're going to breathe oxygen, breathe air in through that hole to fill up your entire body. And then breathing out, back up through your body, through the blowhole. Just playing with this idea for a few breaths, if you'd like to. And now coming to the end of the practice, just allowing yourself to really look after yourself and take time to maybe have a little stretch, do a little movement that your body needs. And in your own time, coming back to the group.